Welcome again to another edition of Sound Advice brought to you by Llumar Window Tint Film. I am your host, John Shelsmith, coming to you from Audio Depot in Arlington, Texas. With me, as always, is the great Alex Martin. And today's guest is none other than a man who needs no introduction, George Grijalva. Yay!
Hello,
George.
everybody. How's it going?
So George has done the show many times. He's actually he's kind of like an old Saturday Night Live host. He's always around. He's always here. So when I need him, he shows up. It's a great thing, man. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. You know, I mean, I put about 450 miles on my car today, but that's
I owe you big time, man. So we were just doing some stuff a minute ago about SoundSkins, and that's just one of the many brands that you now rep.
Yes.
You used to work for another company, and you got a new job.
Got a new job.
Yeah.
I've been in I've been in car audio for
too long.
Many decades now.
Way too long, man. You're so old. You're almost as old as me. Yeah.
I know. I had hair at one point, and then it just
you
when you do this long enough,
you did not.
No, I was born this way. No hair.
And I believe that.
Yes, so I've moved out of the distribution, that I was doing. I was working in car audio distribution for last 5 years.
About 5 years.
And now I'm working with a great group of guys with Momentum Marketing.
Note the shirt.
Yes. Momentum Marketing, the best in the biz.
This is true. So. I got to love them. So Jimmy used to be my rep for Kenwood, and then now he moved into a different area than or a different territory. And now you've got my territory.
I do.
Which works great because you're still doing Rockford Fosgate.
Yes.
You were doing Rockford before, so this is it was easy.
It's an easy transition.
Easy transition. Yeah. So we have some new stuff coming out. I watched the latest 2 Minute Tuesday from Kenwood.
Yes.
So now Kenwood is getting into more of the motorcycle
power sports.
Yeah,
they're really doing some good things here.
Very nice.
The idea behind this, from what I can understand, I'm still new. I'm learning a lot of the stuff with Kenwood, but from what I've seen over the past month so far, is a lot of people want a name brand, something that's affordable to go on their bikes. You know.
And it has to be loud.
It has to be loud. It has
tough.
to be
That's tough.
very efficient.
Yes.
Kenwood came up with something really cool. They have a kit. They have multiple kits.
Oh, yes.
That are plug and play. There's no updating you need to do.
Do you have to flash a Harley radio?
Nope.
Okay. Let me
not with the Kenwood one.
Yeah, let me tell you that I know of Kenwood and Memphis, they do not have to flash the radio.
Yes.
What we mean by that is if you were to leave the Harley radio in your bike with the way it is with the equalization and you just added on some amps, it would sound very overgained. It would kind of sound almost distorted,
yes, that's
and it would blow your speakers. It'd be a terrible experience. That happened a couple years ago, and then we listened to Rockford, and we downloaded or we subscribed to the software to take that equalization setting out, and then reflash it with a new type of flat. What I mean by flat is equal representation from 20 to 20 of all the frequencies in a way that sounds like one of these radios.
Yes.
So then you put in the amp and the speakers, and it sounds wonderful. It's loud, it's clear, and it doesn't overgain anything and clip. That means distort. Distortion is what kills speakers.
Yes.
It'll heat up that coil, and before you know it, your speakers are done. And so now we can actually just leave the present Harley Davidson. I don't even know if it's still called Hog Tunes or what that is, but it had like this really ballsy sound.
It did.
But it was only really designed for their speakers and their amps.
Exactly.
So they had sort of a certain way they like to do it. Well, now Kenwood got smart. It's like, you know what? Why do we need to do this? Let's just let's work within the system.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And they've partnered with Hog Tunes on this as well to help with some integration pieces.
There you go.
Because they've
cabling and stuff.
Just to make sure it's all done correctly.
Yeah.
And they did a great job. What I really do like about it is you don't have to flash it.
Yeah.
The amplifiers that come in these kits are made for Harley Davidson.
Okay.
You're not going to use that in a car. You're not going to use it in a truck. It's made perfect.
Okay.
So, and there's the
I think they
multiple
had.
kits.
I want to say they had like the brackets. They had the right size cabling. Everything was just really straightforward.
Everything is plug and play. If you have to cut a wire and splice something in, you did it wrong.
They
made it
you added work to it,
easy.
and you suck.
They made it very
You're gonna
easy.
have problems.
Yes. So this is something that the DIY guy that wants to work on his bike, because a lot of these guys want to get their hands in there. This will work out great for them.
I have a lot of good DIY customers. When will this stuff be rolled out? Like,
So
this is the middle of April.
So right now we're already starting to hear people placing orders, which is good. We should be seeing some product here very, very shortly.
Okay, like within the next 30 days?
Within the next 2 weeks to 30 days.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yes.
That'll work.
Yes, it's already been
cool.
shipped. It's already on its way.
Man, I have been selling Kenwood since 1993.
Yes.
Going on 30 years. That's the first really nice name brand that I got to carry. I worked at another place called Downworth, and we used to sit there, and people would come in and go, "Oh man, we got to get this, we got to get that." Well, let's listen to the Kenwood. I know all the different equalizers that I've, all the way back to the early 90s, and they seem to have a very friendly way of doing it. Like you can get in there and you can really fine-tooth comb your sound. I imagine it's the same thing with this. And do you guys have, is it for like 1998 to 13 Harleys? Or is it from 14 and up? Or
it's going to be it's going to be both. There
you go.
They're going to be different kits. They're all different size speakers.
And they got what, like 6.5s?
6.5s
with plates and stuff.
With the plates for the 14 and up. Your 98 to 13.
Oh,
you're going to have the 5.25 inch.
Sure.
We've got the bag kits, so you can do the cutouts, put your 6x9s in the back. They actually have a full front kit. If you want to do just the fairing speakers, 6.5s, and an amplifier.
Lowers and uppers and
lowers available as well.
You just got to get the pod.
You just got to get the pods.
Okay.
You've got the rear kit, so if you've got your passenger and you want that sound in the back, there's a kit for that as well.
Nice.
So it's like 3 different a la carte kits. Sure. And there's one that gives you front and rear. So there's a lot of different options that you could do with this, and it's plug and play.
Yeah, it's Kenwood-USA.com if you want to kind of keep an eye on it and see what happens. We carry not only regular Kenwood, but we carry Kenwood Exelon as well. Would this be considered a third thing? Like it's not a Kenwood Exelon?
This is a Kenwood Exelon motorcycle.
Okay, so it's...
It is under the
Nice.
Exelon brand, so
Okay.
it's going to be a higher quality, which is what we like.
The main difference between, like, say, an entry-level Kenwood speaker and an Exelon speaker is it's like almost night and day.
It's night and day.
Yeah, the way the cone is made, the way the material is made. There are only certain sizes made, like say 7.1 inch speakers, which I love, by the way. If you can get a 7.1 in a truck door, Toyota, Chrysler, or Chevy, you are going to really love it because it's the largest drop-in, I should say, drop-in speaker size you can get. I like it better than a 6x9.
I like those 7s. I think they fit well. They fit well in a 6.5 inch spot with little modification.
Yeah, if I put it in, it's 2-year warranty.
Yeah,
exactly. if you buy and take it with you, I can give you 1 year. And then they have really nice 6x9s with 2.75 inch tweeters and 3.5 inch tweeters. So depending on the truck or car that you have, Kenwood's already got it figured out.
Yes.
The best one is the 184s because they have a 6x9 with a multi-kit, I guess you could say, adapter plate in the box.
Yes, multi-application.
Multi-application. So you get in there and you're like, okay, you look at the box and it says GM, it says Toyota and Dodge. So you have this one plate and you look on the back and it says if you peel these off, you break off these parts, it's now for Chevy.
Yes.
Break off these tabs, it's for another one. And then you can just drop them in. And then you've got the 2 inch or 2.75 inch and then the 3.5, and it just drops in the hole.
They're perfect.
And again, you have to hear it to understand how great this is. Man, they're not even expensive.
No, but this is a company that's been around a long time. They have great engineers that have really spent a lot of time and money to make sure this is exactly the way.
When you were on that shop in California, did you have Kenwood?
We did.
Oh, there you go.
We did.
Did you have flip ups?
We had the little flip out screens. We had.
I'm so glad that's gone.
Back in the day, we had the pull out radios.
Oh yeah.
You had to have the Case Logic case to put it in and take it around with you to walk around the mall.
God.
With your case in your hand.
Yeah, no doubt. God, man. If you did that now, they'd think you had a bomb.
Exactly.
And you'd be screwed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of
you'd have to
things.
exercise because those things were heavy.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were not, I mean, it's like 2 inch by 7 inch by whatever, but it's all metal and it's heavy as hell.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's when I started in '93. That's what we had to do. We had to pull the pull out on the soundboard because somebody'd steal it.
Yeah.
It's like, great, you got half a radio.
Yeah. Those were wild days, pulling your entire radio out of your car to take with you.
And then after a while, it wore out.
Yeah.
And then, hey man, I can't hear my stuff.
That's
you know?
it. Well, then it was time to sell them a new radio.
Time to get a new one. And then detachable face came out. Man, that was like the biggest deal.
I know.
When did detachable face come out?
Gosh, that would have been.
Like 90 or 87?
I think it would have been early 90s, is from what I can
Look
tell.
it up, son.
Yeah. From what I remember, it was early 90s, I believe.
We have a page in the background who's helping us out here.
There you go.
You know, they always keep us straight because when we screw up, they go, "Hey, you screwed up. Here's the truth."
Well, it's because we look like we know what we're talking about because we're older.
I've been accused of being old, which I am, and I've been accused of knowing what I'm doing, which I'm not. So I'm guilty of one of those, not both.
Wisdom doesn't always come with age, but
This is true.
you know, we look like it.
I can fall down and find my way to some wisdom there. But so anyway, so you got this new gig, and you're
Yes.
like loving life.
I'm
And then,
loving this.
Yeah, this is cool. So let's run down. So you got the Kenwood now.
We have Kenwood.
You got the Rockford.
Rockford.
And we've talked about Rockford. You and I did an unveiling one time of the Rockford radio.
We did. With
That radio's still hot. I love that radio.
That Harley radio was awesome.
Harley radio. And that's called what is it? PMX HD 9813 or 9813?
The 9813. Yes.
Yeah. 1998 Harley to 2013 Harley.
Yep.
Radio fits in there.
The answer
right
to your
in.
question is 1989.
So,
Oh,
1989.
We were both really close.
that's
Yeah.
when detachable face radios came out.
Oh.
Okay, so cool. Well, again, I'm old. I can't remember everything. I do good to remember my vitamins. But so you guys also do SoundScan. Now, SoundScan, to
Yes.
me, so I'm a real, I'm a real show me, don't tell me kind of guy. So
Sure.
I go to all these shows and everything. And I was real impressed. Chris Brinkley was the one that kind of turned me on to that. And then, of course, Tommy and all those guys.
Yes.
And they have so many different levels. And they have some really cool things. They've got these thing called the rings, which is like a
Yes.
foam pad that goes all the way around.
Those
the
are the best speaker
Yes.
rings, sound any speaker rings in the business right now.
pretty much.
Yeah. All you have to do is you put your hands on some other brands, and then you put your hands on the SoundScans, you're sold.
Yeah. So there's the ring deal.
Yes.
Then there's speaker kits, which is kind of a small amount, maybe 1 foot by 1 foot,
Yes.
something like that. And then we have classic SoundScan.
Classic SoundScans, which is your butyl with a foil over it. Looks like a lot of other brands out there.
Pretty much, yeah.
But they're it sticks a little bit easier. The way the adhesive is on there.
That stuff doesn't play.
It does. They don't mess around with that stuff.
We barely folded a piece the other day, and that was it.
That was
over.
Go ahead, start over.
Throw it away.
Again. Go for it.
And then they've got those kits. We just did a deal. We were just talking earlier on Facebook Live about the pre-cut Harley Davidson bag kits. Very nice. That's the first time I saw it in the bag.
Yeah, I'm not going to
cool.
mention the name of the competitor that to SoundScans that came over, put their hands on it and said, "Oh, this is nice. I need some of this." So I won't name who it is.
We're not gonna do that.
They're great.
I can do it, but I won't.
No, they're great people. Love them. Love their product. They make an amazing
Yeah,
product.
man. I mean,
but I'm not going to mention who it was.
There's other brands. I get it.
But they sell their product, which is good. I mean, there's a lot of good brands out there.
It's functional. Absolutely.
They're functional. That is the best word to use. Is functional. This one is just to the next level. But
It has,
there's a great feel to it. It works well.
And you can buy bulk.
Yes.
You can buy large quantities, and the more you buy, the more you save, kind of
Exactly.
deal. And then we've got rollers. So if you want to do it yourself, speaking of do-it-yourselfers, this is something I think folks can do themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're just not satisfied with what speakers you just put in your doors, maybe you need some SoundScan.
Yes.
Just come on down.
There are videos available to teach you how to do it correctly as well. So that is for the consumer, and it's great for the installers to see it as well. So that's something, if you're not real comfortable, you want to get it professionally done, that is the best way to go, 100% the best way to go. But if you're a DIYer, hey, there's videos out there that are going to show you that it really is something that you can do yourself if you're confident and you're comfortable in doing that.
Yeah. It's it kind of adds more volume and more detail. And it also kind of blocks a little bit of that annoying sound from outside.
Yes.
I'm not going to say it calms down all the noise, all the vibration from the road, but it does a heck of a good job.
It does. I actually just saw I was at a show this weekend, with one of our distributors that sells the product, and Dennis, who's an amazing guy, the guy that owns SoundScans. He was there, and he had a really, really cool display with 2 Subaru doors. with factory speakers in there. One, and he was running like 15 watt, little 15-watt amplifier to each door.
Okay.
You could play some music on one with the factory little plastic covers that come inside the door. Sounds fine. And then you hear the other side with sound skins on it. Oh my goodness. There was at least, I'd say, 30% more volume out of it.
Wow.
Immediately, just by putting the SoundSkin sound in there with factory speakers. So this is something where if somebody comes in for an upgrade and says, hey, I don't like the sound. Well, let's start with sound deadening. Deaden the doors. Immediately, you're going to get more volume, a little more depth to it. It's going to play
I had a
more
guy
notes.
one time who he had an old, 10, 15-year-old Mustang. And he's like, man, I just, can't afford the new speakers and the sound deadening. What should I do? And I said, just get the sound deadening.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm listening to a David Bowie song that I love, and I've listened to it more in this car than anything. He goes, but it sounds different.
Yeah.
It just sounds better. It just has I'm hearing the depth of the song. I'm hearing every instrument, so it's more vivid, And I thought, man, that's serious,
Yes, because you lose a whole lot with the factory cover that's on there.
Sure.
Once you use one of these pre-cut kits, it's called, say, newer Silverado or something.
Right.
You put a pre-cut kit on there, it fully covers every little hole where sound is going to escape from.
Yep.
And now you're going to get what you paid for. I mean, you spent $30,000 on this truck. Let's get some good sound deadening in there.
A lot of folks haven't even heard of it.
I know.
They've heard of Dynamat.
Heard
Okay,
of
that was something. It's kind of like Kleenex. But I'm telling you,
exactly. It's kind of like Kleenex or Xerox. You know.
But time has passed. Some of these companies have really come out swinging, and SoundSkin has been around for about 4 or 5 years.
About 5 years now. I'm sorry, Dennis, if I was incorrect on that. About 5 years was my estimate.
I'm not going to look it up.
I'll say
that's all right. We'll do it anyways because we are OCD. Anyways,
but even that time, it's evolved.
It has evolved.
It really has evolved.
I mean, it's good stuff, man. I've been at many. The sad part is that we were all kind of cooped up for about 2 years, and we couldn't see anybody. We couldn't, nobody could come out. Sure. And then I've been to one show since, one trade show since this happened, and then we went to one distributor show. So I went to K-Fest last year, and then I went to the SSR dealer show, and they're going to have another one of those.
Yeah, in a few weeks.
So and
which we'll have SoundSkins out there.
Yeah. So what was going on at Tri-State?
So Tri-State,
that's another distributor.
There's another distributor. They're huge,
big time.
I walked into their building and I said, "You've got to be kidding me!" With this 500,000 square foot,
470 displayers or I guess exhibitors or something.
There was a ton of exhibitors. It was
unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. There was, anything that you could think of, when it comes to car related, they had it there. They had somebody there to help you out. A lot of car audio.
They have a lot of these robots that go back and forth.
Oh, those robots
and they pick the.
That
and they have various vehicles for the employees to ride. I mean, like all these different sizes. Of
they're going around everywhere to help pull product and help everybody out. And you said robots. These guys are so high tech in this place. They had robots going around the perimeter with snacks.
With snacks.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing. It was in the morning. I don't know if it was all show because I was busy.
2015.
2015? Okay, so
they've been around since 2015.
So this is their 8th year then. Okay, that's
okay. God, time flies.
Yeah, it does, man.
Yep.
We're getting old.
And been old. That's the problem.
Yes.
Yeah. So and then that Tri-State gave away what did they give away?
They gave away a UTV.
UTV, yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of prizes. They gave away a lot of prizes. Going back to the show, there was so much support from the vendors. I thought it was great. The owners are awesome.
Yep.
They have some really, really cool stuff there. So if you're listening and you own anything that has any type of company that has to do with automotive, you need to talk to Tri-State.
Yep.
Yeah.
They can help you.
They can help you out.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not Summit as far as like that.
They're not doing performance parts, but
Summit is a little bit different animal.
Yeah.
Big, nice.
Big too, yeah.
But this is a distributor who can help you like if you're an auto parts
stores,
or if you're a body shop, or if you're somebody that like a mechanic, you get your stuff from Tri-State.
If you need aftermarket,
and of course
parts.
12 volt,
a lot of 12 volt stuff, a lot of helper bags, for trucks, things like that. I mean, they have just everything you can think of. There's so many different brands. It's awesome.
It's so nice being like 10 minutes away from them. It's great.
Yeah. But I know, right? You're really close.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
So okay, let's go. You got your Kenwood, you got your Rockford, you got your SoundSkins. You guys are doing what else?
We're doing Hertz and Audison.
Oh yeah, ooh yeah.
Amazing stuff.
That
That's
stuff
some new.
is so
That is
nice. What's going on with them?
so Hertz. Well, I mean, Hertz and Audison. They've been around for a little while, and
Yep.
they're known for having very high quality product.
Yes. Even their connections.
Their
We do a
connections-
ton of those. What I mean by connections, the RCA connectors, distribution blocks, fuse holders.
Yes.
Just
All their little accessories
all
are
the little
top
things
notch.
that allow me to put in the radio. I
Yeah.
mean, put in the amplifiers. Yeah.
Top notch stuff. They also have on their Hertz line very good motorcycle stuff too. So
Yes.
they've
Oh
got their-
yes, man. We did this guy. We had a guy come in here, and he had one messed up speaker, and then we got him into the Hertz, and he was like, "Holy crap!"
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was very the title of each piece was weird, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all Italian.
They have really good processors too.
The processors are amazing. So in their newer
DSPs.
Yeah, their newer Audison amplifiers, the DSP amplifiers. I was lucky enough to go and sit in on a training on how to work these and how to
That's huge.
actually set up the processors.
Are they doing anything coming up anytime soon?
You
Or is
know,
that more of a knowledge fest thing?
that was actually that was over in Arizona at the Master Tech
Oh.
Expo,
Ooh,
which
we
was
need to talk about
pretty
that.
amazing actually. Good story. So I left my other job on Friday. By Sunday morning, I'm at the Master Tech show with Momentum.
Nice.
And I got to see a lot of cool stuff. A lot of big name installers were there.
Oh yeah.
Guys that I've looked up to.
Okay, so Gary was there.
Yeah, Gary Biggs.
Was Mark Eldridge?
Mark Eldridge. I don't think I
What
saw
about
Mark there.
Was anybody from Alpine there?
The Alpine guys
Like
were there.
Stevie?
Steve Brown. Yeah, Stevie was there.
Oh man, I wish I got him on the show years ago.
Man, I met him for the first time like 25 years ago. It's so cool.
He's my favorite installer because you can call him up and he'll be like, "Do this, okay,"
So
and there it is. You know,
he's very, very good, and his hair is perfect.
he is. Mr.
Steve, if you're listening, your hair is always perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a call,
Yes.
man. What are you doing? The guy ain't got no hair, and he's telling me I got perfect hair.
He has perfect hair.
And he
Yes.
took all your hair. That's
It's
what he did.
exactly what it was. Yeah, he actually brought his, I think it was an Acura Legend.
I
think
don't
he had,
know.
back in the day out to one of our
Man,
shops in
he
California.
did
That was the
this-
first time I met him.
Oh, really?
Super cool.
That's a long time ago.
He showed us everything inside and out and gave us some tips and tricks on installs. So
Yeah,
I'll remember him
So,
forever.
Alpine does a different thing. When you go to CES, they have their own, like there's this hallway with all these very like movable walls. Okay, and they make one half of it is their display area with all their new stuff. The other half is where the business goes down.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I sign my life away. And so I go in there one day, and so there's this there's a boat. Then there's like a booth, and then there's like this Mercedes Benz. Well, if you go in the booth, you're going to be deaf afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Alpine is not, they're not digital designs. They're not Sundown. They're not trying to hit the note. They're not trying to just 180 dB in the F350 with the 10, alternators. That's not their game.
Yeah.
They're about, we want it to feel right at a loud volume without being annoying
Sure.
to everybody. So you go in this soundproof booth or whatever the hell it was. It was like an oversized phone booth, and they would just blow your mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so what they proved is they had this technology called HAMR called Hammer, and man, it hammered. So that blew me away.
Nice.
And then he has this Mercedes, and the cymbal is right there, and then the cymbal would unscrew, and there were amps, 3 amps built on this tube that he put in, and then it just would go back in, screw back in, and screw back out. And man, that was pretty cool.
He does some unbelievable installs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, he did some cool stuff with this boat. He did some cool stuff with this little Hyundai Veloster. Put like 2 basic 10s in a sealed box, and it pounded. He goes, he goes, it's just about matching it up and getting the reflection off the glass. All these things. And man, the dude is accessible. He will answer his phone. He will answer your question. He will tell you that you might think this is the right path to go. Don't do this instead. Just try this, and it's so simple. And you're like, oh man, no doubt.
It's great. It's great that he does that, and that's something
yeah,
that I've found out over the years of doing this. That there's a lot of these guys that are really high-end installers.
Yes.
That are very good. They're the best of the best, and they are very accessible because they want to give the knowledge. They want to make sure you're doing it correctly.
Oh, I could just hang out with Steve for
It's awesome.
all day in the garage, in the bay, whatever.
Like the guy, like Steve and Gary Biggs is very accessible. Mark
No doubt.
Aldridge is very accessible.
Yeah, Mark is so cool.
Mark is so cool. He tried to trip me over at the Wednesday show. Yeah, I was walking by, stuck his foot out. Yeah, we were joking all weekend long. It was fun.
Man.
I've been blessed enough to be able to know these guys and have some fun with them. And, and work with them.
I bumped into Keith McCann. I don't know if you know Keith. He used to be one of the managers at Dalworth.
Oh yeah,
a long time ago. And I bumped into him today over at SSR as he was getting some Ground Zero.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we were all, and I was getting some Ground Zero, and it was kind of funny. Hadn't seen him in a while. And now, after you've been in the business for forever, the lifers is what I call them.
Yeah.
We're going to see you. We're going to see it it's just going to happen.
It happens.
We're going to run into you. And, but we're all having, we're all like just big kids.
That's it.
We're just having fun.
That's it.
My
job is so cool. I get to talk to my buddies all day long.
Yeah.
I get to hang out. I get to go visit their shops. That's
sure.
That's what I do.
And save the day. Because I had a problem today, and Bob from SSR.
Yeah.
So Bob was like, "Yeah, man, no problem, cool." Yeah. And he was the one getting me the Ground Zero stuff, and and
I saw Bob yesterday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you were over there.
I was over
but that's what you had to put out some fires today too.
Yeah.
That's dealing with.
That's part of the job, and that's what I've been. That's what I'm known for. Is I'm really good at putting out fires and
I just want to hear the word yes. I can help you. I just want to hear yes. I don't want to hear sorry.
There's out of all the years that you've known me, have I ever said no? I can't do that. No, it's an always absolutely yes. I can help you.
I got one for you.
Or I'll figure it out.
I had this weird thing happen. So this dude's he had some Type X Alpine like crossovers or tweeters. I think it was tweeters, and something just happened. I don't know, man. He blew them or whatever. Well, so I didn't have any, and I called out to Alpine, and Steve's like, "What's up?" And here's the deal. He's like, well, hold off. So about 2-3 minutes later, he found some tweeters, and he goes, well, what's your address again? He just sent them to me for free. No, there was no BS. It didn't matter, man. And then I sent them a radio one time, and this was when they're moving because they moved from Long Beach, I think it was. No, they were in Torrance. They were in Torrance, and they moved part of their offices up to Michigan, I think. And I think Steve actually moved up there too. And when that happened, a radio of mine got lost.
Oh.
So I called up, and they're like, well, do you have anything? And I go, well, UPS says this person's signed for it. Oh, cool. Okay, no problem, man.
Yeah. And
then, boom, they just sent me another one. And, that was the end of that deal. They probably found it. It was just, packed away or something. But, their Alpine is a great company. We're very happy with, and I respect the opinions of Steve Brown, just like I would Gary Biggs. And Gary, so he does, what territory does he do? North of us?
He handles the Oklahoma and Arkansas.
Okay. Yeah. And this dude is, if not the best installer, one of the best installers. He's top two, top three, awesome, whatever. And I put him in the same class as Steve and all that. And about, 4 years ago, the guys at Rockford were giving this big party.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really nice. It was like the good old days, Mm-hmm. And and Gary was there, and he really helped me out with all the Rockford stuff. He wasn't even my rep at the time, but he was treating me like a king. And I remember that stuff.
He's the best. He's great to work with.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I have a question, he answers quickly. He understands, and he'll talk to any of my customers. It's great. He's a very good guy.
They have and he's from Oklahoma, and I think right across the alley was Mark, right?
Mark, yeah.
His shop.
Could
you imagine if you lived in if you're a consumer and you could just drive down the street and go hang out with Gary Biggs.
If you're a car stereo guy,
oh my God,
and you want to look for just legends in this industry, just some of the best installers ever.
Oh yeah.
And you just stumble across these two shops that are next to each other.
It would be like,
oh my gosh,
like two famous artists or something living in New York City.
It'd be like Prince and Eric Clapton next to each other at the same time. I mean, it doesn't happen, But these guys were there for 20 years or something.
Yeah. And I mean, Mark does this really cool thing. He has this training seminar that he puts on with his company on how to tune cars.
Yes.
Man, if I could get that time to go up there, I didn't even have time to go to Tri-State's show. I had to send Javier, and he's like with the camera. Hey, what do you want? You want to buy this?
I saw Javier for about 3
you?
seconds.
Yeah.
If the place is so big, and
Man, it's
and I was there with
than,
multiple
it's
vendors.
bigger than the building across the street.
Yeah. Now I was there, with multiple of my vendors. So
yeah.
I was kind of going back and forth. But yeah, I saw him for just a few minutes, and then that was it. It was a flood of people.
So you got and Hertz was there, right?
Hertz was there. Yeah.
So
David from Hertz came out there.
I really love the everything, pretty much, just everything.
They have some. I mean, they just have really good product.
It's bulletproof.
It is.
You sit down and you listen to it, and you're like, okay, then. Yeah. These guys have got my attention.
And now that's Hertz is one of those companies that everybody is starting to compare, to.
Oh,
so
really?
It's
hybrid and
Focal
and
actually
that
had
kind of thing.
Multiple retailers that I talked to today that said everybody and this was coming from them, so this is their opinion. So everybody has an opinion,
Oh yeah.
So they said everybody now is starting to compare motorcycle audio and saying that Hertz is where you want to go to when you want that top end. That's what they're comparing.
I did a guy, so I didn't sell this guy this amp. He had a Sound Digital, like 1200 watt amp, and we put it on his Harley today, and he was parked right near the street trying to get out on a Matlock. Yeah. I'm back there at the other end of the parking lot, 165 feet away. His bike's running, which is a Harley, and it's pretty loud, and we could hear his stereo clean as a whistle. It was so bright and it sounded wonderful. And he didn't have like pro audio, over the top, expensive. He just had, I want to say he had, what did he have? It was I remember it was like American Pro, no name brand. It wasn't even anything I'd ever heard of before. We had to rewire everything. And then I believe he had a DSR-1.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had to turn it all down because it was so loud. So that Sound Digital was shockingly good.
Sure.
I was actually worried he was going to cook the speakers. We told him, we said, man, we got everything at
Well,
about
the Sound
half.
Digitals you got to turn the DSR-1 down because they don't like a lot of input.
Really?
So,
okay.
Yeah, that's what we've found that out with playing with those prior.
Nice.
A little too much input, they just don't
overdo
like it. Yeah.
It's like a rail amp or something.
Yeah.
Super hot.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Brazilian built amplifiers.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, it is what it is.
I
didn't sell to him. Yeah. I just like the way it sounded. So you got what else you got besides Hertz?
So we deal with the full line of Vox products. So
well, that's VOXX, which used to be called Audio Vox. Yes. Well, Vox bought Viper.
They bought Viper, so now we have all the DEI products that we which is the parent company for Viper.
Yep.
That we represent as well. So we've got all that available.
Yep.
All the the headrest monitors that the movies to go stuff.
We have I do a ton of those 10-inch monitors.
Things are awesome.
Does Jimmy still have those in his truck?
Jimmy has those in his Ford. Yes.
So these two 10-inch monitors, what they do is they just clamp on the posts in your truck or whatever, stream it, plug it in, DVD player, the whole shine yards.
I really like those because you can have those two monitors on the back seat, and you can have mom or dad in the front seat controlling what's playing on those monitors because you can stream right to it.
Or you can just kids can be back there watching two different things on the headphones, and mom and dad are doing what they want to do.
You can have a DVD in one side, streaming on the other, whatever they want to do.
Cool.
Really cool. Good picture.
So, any deals coming down the pipeline that I need to know about? Like, as far as there's going to be any releases of anything from Hertz or from those guys? Anything?
So the biggest one right now is going to be the Kenwood motorcycle stuff that's coming out. That's going to be hot because I mean this is there's a lot of guys out there that have motorcycles, have Harleys that say, hey, I want to upgrade my audio, but I don't want to spend $5,000.
Oh, I know.
Hey. Can I? What can I do for $1,500?
Sure.
And you'll have a solution.
So you would get like 2 front speakers, 2 back speakers.
2 front speakers, 2 back speakers. You depending which package you do, because you could do just the front package if they want to be a little more, money conscious, and they want good sound.
And they can always add it on.
They can add later on. That's the best part about these.
Sure.
The amps that come with them is a 160 watt 2-channel amplifier. That's made for Harley.
Okay.
So that's why you don't have to flash them, and everything's plug and play. So they can come in buy the front kit. It's later on say, hey, I want to get the back kit.
You got 4 ohm on the front too, but then if they want to add on 2 more, it'll go.
You add the second kit that they could buy to do just the rear is going to give you another amplifier as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So and then you could do a third amplifier. The way they've built these, it can all fit.
Yeah, and then don't forget Kenwood makes really nice doubled-in head units.
Oh, amazing.
Oh yeah, and 10-inch. They got the the 907s. What? Okay, so what's going to replace? I think the 709 just got discontinued or something like that.
Yes.
Or all right, we've got other things coming.
There's a few that are coming down the pipeline. A few things that have been released already, but we're not going to see any real new product until later on in the year.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Now,
Well, guys, I
there
don't know.
is one cool thing.
Oh,
though.
here it is.
There's one cool thing that and I think you guys have already purchased some of them. That 10-inch screen that is made for RVs.
Oh yeah,
That has the built-in GPS.
nice.
It's an awesome piece. It
Yeah,
is-
because if you don't have your phone service, if you're out in the boonies, you don't have navigation.
Exactly.
And then if you get the one that's built on the hard drive, then hey, guess what? Keep going.
Exactly. You're going to be running off satellites. It's going to be working perfect for you.
Yep.
So it's something I definitely recommend looking into.
Yeah. So we're here 9 to 7, Monday through Saturday. We're trying to, we're not trying to blow up your car with sound pressure. I do have some woofers that will do that if you like, but I think it's more important for sound quality. And that's
Exactly.
where Kenwood head units come in, Hertz Audison stuff, and we have a lot of that stuff here.
And SoundSkins. Make sure you
And
use SoundSkins,
SoundSkins,
SoundEnder in there. Here's a cool thing that you probably didn't know about with SoundSkins.
What's that?
They actually have a home kit. Now,
What?
yes. So everybody out there at this point,
What?
just about everybody should have like
put
a
it on your
washer,
refrigerator
like
or
a
what?
washer and dryer that maybe makes a little noise.
Are you
They have a
serious?
kit that has some SoundEnder that can go right on there and quiet that up for you.
You are
These guys
kidding
are
me.
in the sound deadening business. They're-
Okay, so get me one of those kits. I'm going to slap it on
absolutely.
on the washer because I've got this, crazy washer.
I didn't realize it was until this weekend. I saw that and said, "This is cool.
Can you believe that?
This is cool."
No.
Yeah,
It makes me think of the kid in Ready Player One, how he's sleeping on the
Oh, yeah.
washer and dryer. If he just had that kid, he could
he had
get a
that,
good
yeah.
night's sleep.
That's it. That's what he
If
needed.
Just had that kid, he'd be.
that's
okay.
what he needed. So
That's all he was lacking. That and a winning team in his.
That's what
in
he
his, in the what is it? What was the Oasis?
the Oasis. That's right.
They're coming out with a new movie, Ready Player 1 and 2. No, I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called, but there's a sequel coming down the road.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. I'll have to see that.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, man. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Remember, everybody, drive safely, get your windows tinted. You may think that you're okay, but your regular glass has no UV ray protection and rejection, and skin cancer is real. I had an aunt who got skin cancer, and she eventually passed away. So don't fool around with the sun, especially in Texas. And any last requests? I will be doing a guitar solo on Twitch just for you.
Oh, there we go. Let's
Not
do
right
that.
now, but sometime.
Let's go. We got time.
We got time. Where's that Marshall stack at? Crack it. So, anyways, thanks everybody, and smile. It makes you feel better. Don't forget, Audio Depot's here Monday through Saturday, 9 to 7 for your bling bling needs. Drive careful. Bye bye.
Let's go.